What up? What up? What up, Night Nation, man? Just trying to drop in, check in, man. Hey, I had an interview with Bird and had to chop it up with him about his latest release, man. I'm going to leave a link to the original video in the description, man, because this interview got pretty, long. You know what I'm saying? Because we were just shooting the shit, going back and forth, just talking about both our perspectives or whatever, man. So, yeah, the interview that we had is based on his latest drop called Riot for me. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, check that out. Watch the video and then tune in to this interview if you hadn't yet. If you already watched the video, then enjoy. There probably some people on my channel at least that aren't familiar with you as they should be. So I don't know if you want to like introduce yourself or tell the world who you are or just dive into it, dog. You know what I'm saying?
My name is Burden. I'm a rapper. Right now, I'm in a lot of people's mouths, so we're gonna check out one of the reasons why. I guess
Big
you can
facts.
look me up at Burden World on everything is at Burden World, and mostly you can catch me on YouTube doing crazy shit like
Let's
this.
do it.
Ain't nobody got to ride for me, and that's a fact. Ain't no protest with signs for me, cause I ain't black.
What inspires you to put this record out right now?
To be honest, I was just like, this was the last song written on my album.
All right.
And I was having a hard time coming up with what it was gonna be, and I literally just was like, "Fuck, I'm gonna go for a drive, bro." Like I'm just driving around, and then the Derek Chauvin dude, whatever, got found guilty.
Yeah.
And I was like, "All right," like fuck, here we go. And I was like, once they give him his time, it's either are they gonna celebrate because he got so much time, or he didn't get enough time, or it's gonna be so. It's still gonna be hectic. It's still gonna be something dumb out there. I was like, man, and I just in my mind, you already know, I was like, man, that shit would happen for nobody that was like a white guy, nothing, man. They literally just, the news manipulated this whole fucking situation and blew up one circumstance and made it all about like a race thing, and they made it like a gigantic uproar throughout the country. And it happens to more than just that case, but that's the only case that anybody knows about. And that's kind of like what I'm saying. It's like, why do you only know about this one case if you're so emotionally involved into this shit? Why do you only know about one case? You know what I'm saying? If you really are this much emotionally involved, why can't you give me a handful of situations and shit? And some people can, but the majority of the people can't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They only know what's big and what's on the news. It doesn't hit like, countrywide news or nothing like it unless they wanted to.
Yeah.
And I feel like unless it has something to stir up shit that can create more shit for them to cover and more ratings for their shit, then it creates more profit for them, and that's in the end like what it's all about. It's just a cycle. They just keep doing it, and it's just getting worse and worse, and that's kind of what inspired it. And then obviously, yes, I was like, yo, this is one of my strongest songs on the album.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
Yeah.
The album drops here on Friday.
Yeah.
May 21st. It's called Uprise 2. Yeah. And obviously it did correlate with the time, like the dude's about to get sentenced. So I mean, it's gonna be something that people are gonna be thinking about.
Yeah.
I'll put out my song about it,
Yeah.
but if I'm ever gonna put it out, why not? Timing is everything.
Yeah.
Why not? So they can call it what they want to call it. I just I sit back and let them say what they want to say.
Like I say, when I first watched it, just based on like the hook leading into it, because I get it. Like you're essentially saying that the media is controlling this narrative to blow shit out, blow shit bigger than proportion to get society going.
Right.
When you go in to say like, would y'all ride for me? Y'all ain't gonna ride for me because I'm white. You know what I'm saying? So my question to you is the Derek Chauvin situation. You feel like the media was the only reason why that shit got the attention that it got?
Yeah, I mean the same exact thing happened in Texas with the damn, I'm drawing a damn brain fart. Dude had like this weird name. It sounded like a fucking cartoon character.
That Tim.
Yeah, same exact thing happened. But here's my thing. So I guess ultimately I and I actually tweeted this too, and I was like, all right, well look, if you disagree with what I'm saying, you say I'm wrong, then all right, I got a question for you. When the hell has this country had nationwide riots over injustice for a white person ever? Like, and if you can't see that, then clearly there's a situation, there's a manipulation here, because I mean, you know that it happens. It's not like you're not going to sit back and say that it doesn't happen. people. It does. They get, they get the shit kicked out of them. They get shot. They get fucking the same shit happens.
Why do you think that there's so much attention given towards the scenarios when there's a white officer and a black person?
Like really, my answer is I'm kind of like a conspiracy theory guy, man. So divide and conquer, man. Like we're not strong when we're divided. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
United we stand, divided we fall. It's clear. That is real shit.
Yeah.
Like and as they divide us, now they've figured it out what works, and what works is race and religion. They just like, yo, these are two things that people ain't having. They're just and if we can make them for some reason hate each other, then that's how it's gonna play best for us. It all funnels back to the richest motherfuckers in the world. I mean, I'm a conspiracy theorist kind of guy, so that's the type of shit that you're like, yo, what are you talking about? I'm talking about the media, bro.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the news and shit, bro. I'm talking about the manipulation, the fact that most of these people out here, they don't even realize they don't even know what they're fighting up for. They don't even know what they're fighting for. They don't even know who they're fighting for.
Yeah.
They're just trying to be seen and heard. They just want some fucking attention, and people like me see that. And it's like, dude, get the fuck out the way, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Some of these people really are, I don't know. I had my way of seeing it, and I was like, I'm gonna do it a little menacing, a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do it like in my little burden way.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's why that's the way that it kind of triggered. Like it's a little triggering. It's because I did it in my little burden way.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
I definitely agree with you that media blows everything out of proportion, but the stuff they tend to blow out of proportion would already influence society regardless if media blew it up or not. You know what I'm saying? So like one of the reasons why, a white officer killing a black subject gets so much attention is because of like the historical context that was placed there for us to even bring attention to that. You know what I'm saying? And I think that the sensitivity towards that situation already is what the media they take advantage of that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's why it was triggering for me, because I don't think the media is responsible for this being a situation. It's just history has made this responsible for being a situation, but media is taking advantage of that shit and taking advantage of the weakness of motherfuckers being so sensitive towards it, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
I can agree with you. That's what it is. They've taken advantage of the sensitivity of the historical facts.
Yeah.
And the thing is that, like, we're not living in history, though. And a lot of people think that we are. And it's like, but we're not. These aren't them times. So we shouldn't be doing these things the way that the country is moving, the way that we're rioting. People are being so tricked into being triggered by, like, racial things and things like that. It's like, bro, but this is not that time anymore. Everyone's everywhere.
I think that's a touchy situation, though, bro, because if we just go in this shit blindly, not blindly, but just open to the fact that essentially you're saying like that racism shit is not an issue with law enforcement or whatever. We go into that shit that way, then we could potentially get fucked up with that type of mindset. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's the officer, man. I don't know. I just feel like it's the officer, man. I feel like it's the officer. I don't think that there's as many racist officers as people think.
It's a fucking small percentage of the motherfuckers that we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like it's only a minute percentage of motherfuckers that are dying by the hands of the police and shit, bro. But the fact that
but none of it is acceptable.
Yeah.
None of it is acceptable. You know what I'm saying? Whenever it's unacceptable, it's unacceptable. But certain times, the police officer has no choice but to do what he has to do.
Yeah.
And he, like with the knife situation, when that little girl just got shot and she had the knife, it immediately got blown up right away.
Yeah.
And my thing is this: if the media doesn't twist shit, then why didn't the headline say police officer saves?
I did a reaction to that whole shit, and I said the same exact thing too. I said the same exact shit you just said. The media twist shit because they want the fucking society to react a certain way.
He had to make a choice.
Yeah,
he had to make a choice.
Nah, bro, he had to save that girl's life, bro. Like if he hadn't shot her, old girl would have been dead or fucking severely goddamn incapacitated. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So
that thing was like this, bro.
But I just think that it's dangerous especially for me, being I don't want to play like the fucking victim card or whatever the fuck. But I've been entirely too many situations with the fucking. And I mean, when I say that, it's hard to prove if an officer is doing this shit out of like him being racist. There's no way you can prove that shit unless that motherfucker just admits to the fact that, yeah, I don't like black motherfuckers and I'm a fucking do these motherfuckers dirty and shit. Like there has been reports of officers having that fucking that mentality about shit, but that's so fucking hard to prove, man.
No, I'm not denying that. I believe that exists though. Like 100%. Like I said, I just don't think I don't think that's a very large percent. I believe that people panic too soon. I believe that people like make situations way bigger than they have to be for no reason. Yeah. And like you're getting arrested and now you're gonna freak the fuck out and now we're gonna escalate. And that could happen. That could happen to literally anybody. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then it just depends like what's gonna create the national uproar though? Like, is it gonna be a little bubble or is it gonna be something crazy? And look what's been crazy is something that started with the George Floyd thing, which fueled the BLM movement like insanely. We don't even got to go down that rabbit hole. It ultimately was a whole race thing. Is it even equality anymore? Because you can't be blind. Like, you know, obviously they're pointing this one out for a reason, bro.
Black folks didn't treat this shit as like an isolated event. Society blew this shit up, but George Floyd was not the reason why shit went up in uproar. Shit went in uproar because black folks were pissed that another motherfucker got, you know, fucked up by the police, and then society jumped on that motherfucker and blew that shit bigger than it needed to be. You know what I'm saying? But like the fact that situation is so sensitive to people is what needs to get it. Because that's really the source. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I come from an area where, all right, there's a lot of black people, but like right next to there is like, it's not like the straight like hood. It's still such a poor urban area that it's treated the same. The people are treated just as bad by the same people. Your whole life, you're treated just as bad as everybody else because you guys are fucking low class people. Yeah. Everybody around you's fucking low class motherfuckers. Yeah. You know, you're talking about drug addicts. You're talking about like the people that I grew up around. So all I ever seen was yo, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, bro, because they treat us like shit. Yeah. Because I never got to see the side of it that I'm supposed to have because of my skin color. So that's why I argue the fact that I do so much. If people are like, you're tripping, I'm like, well, people get rolled up on the same way, just they get profiled, they get everything right the same way because they assume that you're a drug dealer, you're a drug addict, you got something, you're fucking doing something, you're just a scumbag, you're low life, your shit's off, something's wrong with you. And that's how they treat you.
But with your upbringing, you can't deny the fact that the life that you're not familiar with exists. You know what I'm saying? And then that's more along the lines of like, you know, class profiling. They're profiling you based on how you dress, how you look, how you move and shit. But it definitely exists that you're profiled just because of the color of your skin. You know what I'm saying? That definitely exists as well. And that influences the minute percentage of fucking officers out here who are taking advantage of the fact that...
Probably right. You know what I'm saying? I'd be naive to say no. But the problem with that is like that gets to like a really deep like conversation. It gets to the fact that like, you know, you're gonna go, oh, why would cops act suspicious? Why would they start getting their squint on whenever they see black guys suddenly? And it's because the hood is mostly full of black people, and the hood is where they assume that's all the drug dealing and all the drugs and all the bad shit goes on it. So they associate it. It's like if you had a bandana hanging out. And, you know, and you had a fucking bandana, they're gonna squint when they see that flag, like gangbanger. I associate you with a group of bad people and shit. I can realize that over time, that's why, like right away, it can get targeted like that just from being black. I can understand that because of that reason though. But like that's like a psychological thing that I can't even break down, bro. Like that's just like people are people, bro. People are gonna deny it. But everybody has their own little, like, if you walk by my house, if I'm sitting out front, I don't care what color you are. If you don't look like a good old boy or something like that, I might just check you out a little bit harder. Like, who the fuck are you? Yeah. You walking down my little road. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could be any color. I'm still gonna check you out a little bit differently just because. And I think everybody has that in there.
Yeah. So, because you are from a fucking area where that type of shit goes down, so nobody's fucking safe. You know what I'm saying? But like you got situations where a black person or whomever, but I'm gonna use black person for this argument. A black person who comes to a predominantly white area, they're not used to seeing this black man, and they're taking their fucking, society's influence or society sayings or whatever, or media sayings, and thinking that all black people act this way. He's not dressed up all thuggish, no tattoos or whatever the fuck, man. But in those situations, motherfuckers is treated differently just because of the color of their skin.
Cops you're right. Cops are looking to see in neighborhoods and stuff like you just said. There's black people in white neighborhoods. Like that's how they feel, like the predominantly white neighborhoods. And well, let me turn tables on you, right? What happens whenever some clean-cut white guys come driving out of the fucking projects? They gonna probably get pulled over too. I grew up in Tampa, and College Hill, possibly on any of that shit. If my ass was out there at nighttime, I was getting fucked with by the police, period. What the fuck was I doing over there at nighttime? What the fuck? What is your white ass doing over here at nighttime? And I was gonna be the one, boom, they're gonna fuck with me right away.
But it sounds like in your situation, that's given that particular setting though, bro. Like, if you in this fucking area, you probably up to no good, no matter who the fuck you are. You know what I'm saying? That's just how this shit goes down in this fucking area. But there's other areas where they're just not accustomed to people looking a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm pretty sure if you go into like a suburban, like, fucking high class area all tatted up and shit, they gonna look at you questionable as fuck too, just because of your fucking image. But at the same time, like, if you pulled up, had a suit on, no tattoos covered, just coming this motherfucker looking like dressed to the T, a white boy in this suburban area, they're not gonna fuck with you.
In my mind, I feel the same way about a black guy though. I feel the same way about a black guy though. I feel like a clean cut black guy, like, I don't know why, just in my mind, I don't see any difference.
Nah, that's definitely not true though, bro. That's definitely not true. But I mean, that's the way you see things. I can't say anything that's gonna make you feel like that's not the case.
I'm not looking at color.
You don't, but there's definitely people who do, bro. I'll give you a situation where I go to fucking Louis Vuitton to go buy my girl a bag, right? I'm fucking dressed up, nice as shit. You know what I'm saying? Out here in San Diego, nice as fuck. Come in, bro. Hey, what you doing here, bro? There's nothing for you here, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nothing about. Swear to God, bro. Swear to God, dog.
Who said that to you?
The security, though, bro. Like, but I'm telling you, dog. I'm just giving you an example.
Nah, I believe you. I'm just saying, I believe you.
Most people should look at the world the way you view it, the way I view it. Like, judge motherfuckers by the content of the character, not the color of their skin. How often we heard that shit, bro? Do you feel like that's happened to you before? Like, somebody's judged you based on just you being...
My best friend, bro, he actually, rest in peace, man. He hung himself a few years ago, but he was a little hood motherfucker. Like, so I used to go over to his spot a lot, and everybody was judging my little white rapper.
Yeah, I mean, like, in a setting where you are like not giving us a right or a privilege or some shit.
I've been to prison where they just completely just make you just look like you're just a piece of shit. Like,
you talking about prison though, right? That's prison. I mean, they gonna treat everybody like shit. I'm talking about like in the real world, bro. You pull up at fucking the store, go buy a car or whatever.
Yeah, for sure, bro. Look at me, you know what I'm saying? My tattoos and shit, I got shit on my face and...
I'm talking about just because of your skin color, not because of what you, like, how your image comes off. I'm talking about your skin color.
Right, no, I can't say that I've not been... I can't say I've been declined a job because I was white. No. I'm
not even declined a job, just declined a privilege or something you feel like you're deserving of like everybody else, and it wasn't given to you because of your skin color.
There's a government loan right now that you don't qualify for if you're white in California. Like that type of shit be goofy to me. Like, I hear this type of shit and I be like, over your skin color, you're not qualified, like, type shit. So, like, I've never been in a situation where, like, I'm white, so you can't come in this store, I can't get this job, or you can't, unless I'm like, yeah, you can't go to this. If you gotta go to like a black college or something, like, yeah, you can't come here. Like, nah, like, other than that, like, I can't think of a situation where me being white, they're gonna be like, hey, you're excluded. I can't think of that situation. I feel like, it must happen more than people might think, because obviously there's a large number of, people of color that feel that way.